Hello there, people of the internet. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. Not too terribly long ago, I made a video where I unboxed some Wolf 9mm ammunition. Well, today I have some 223 steel case stuff. I figured I'd go ahead and record me unboxing and shooting that as well. Let me get that up here. Now, the beauty about the ammunition being so hard to find, you're forced to check out places that you normally don't buy from. So these places that are like normally not go-to places start to see a little bit of business if they have some ammunition in stock. And this place right here, Abel's, their slogan is, "We shoot all we can and sell the rest." That's my type of company. They had ammo in stock. They're not sponsoring this, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and point that out right now so I don't get sued by anybody. But they had ammo, very, very quick delivery. The actual shipping cost was quite nice. I am, more than likely going to buy from them again, especially during this ammunition shortage. Kind of ironic that I'm using this AK-47 bayonet to open up this box of 223s. Okay, well, now that we have that out of the way, I only ordered like 225 boxes. Like 500 rounds worth of ammunition, and it came in a very large box, way larger than I was expecting it to come in. And it was about 150 bucks, which is like the normal price for 500 rounds of ammo for either 223 or 7.62x39 right now. Okay, well, they just kind of they definitely it's not like it's just loose in here, but they just kind of like threw the ammo in here. It's not like disorganized. The box was not the appropriate size for the boxes of ammo, so they had to add in some filler, and they definitely just kind of tossed it in here. Alright, let me get this out and count it. We'll see how much I actually have here. Should be 25 boxes. So that's 4. Alright, well, we got the full 25 boxes. I was not expecting these to take up so much room. Like 223s, I mean, I got 1,000 rounds of 9mm. I know that 9mm is a much smaller cartridge, but this is just 500 223s. It's just TulAmmo, nice, cheap, easy, ready to plink, ready to shoot. This stuff is getting hard to find right now because a lot of people are buying up a lot of ammunition. These look pretty good. I mean, they're nice, shiny copper that are like, completely distorted by these steel case rounds. The brass ammunition definitely is more eye appealing, definitely more beautiful, but I'll roll with the 223. The steel case 223. That's what I meant to say. Let's have a look at another one here. Okay. Yep, this ammo here looks pretty good. I'm not seeing any I am seeing a little bit of scratching on the primers themselves, but that's like nothing surprising. Those primers, I won't lie, they're very, very shiny. What's the production date on this stuff? I'm not sure if I'm reading this incorrectly, but this was either made in 2012 or 2019. One of those two things. And judging by how shiny the primers are, I'm going to say 2019. Assuming that there's even a date stamp on this stuff, it might just be, blatantly assuming things that just are incorrect. So, don't take my word for it. For all I know, this stuff was made like yesterday. Well, I'm fairly certain that it wasn't, because I got it yesterday. Why won't this box open? Like, damn. I'm having the hardest time opening this box. That's what he said. Alright, let's see. Yep, same story. These do look pretty good. The primers on these, although shiny, they're pretty scratched up, though. One of my favorite things about a PMC 223s, which is what I actually have in the event that like something hits the fan, so I'm not concerned about just going out to the range with the steel case stuff. One of my favorite things about PMC is how like sharp it is. I know how rudimentary that sounds, but like how sharp the tips of the bullets are. I just love that. They're so much sharper than this TulAmmo stuff. Alright, well, now I just have to wait for sunrise before I can go out and test some of this stuff out. What I want to do is I'm going to try and zero my AR-15 because it is not great. Now, I am not a very good shot at all by any stretch of the imagination, but I want it zeroed enough to where I can make hits on a target from 100 yards, and I think I can do that. I'm sure that somebody's going to try to explain to me how you're supposed to zero it at let's say, I think this is an A4 model, so at 25 meters and then 300 meters. I'm going to go ahead and not do that, and I'm going to zero it at 100 yards because I never shoot past 100 yards. I just cannot. My eyesight, you know, I can barely see at 100 yards. I'd need some sort of optic situation going on or something. But if I'm going to use a rifle with an optic, it's definitely going to be one of my bolt actions because I've been wanting to set one of those up for long range for a while now. Anyway, now we wait for the sun to come up. I'm going to go ahead and try and find a spot for these things. Like my Wolf ammunition is just kind of sitting on my table over there. But I do have 223s. This stuff was getting pretty hard to find there for a time. So I figured while it's on the market, I'd go ahead and get myself some. I've also got some 8mm Mauser coming too. I'll probably go ahead and do an unboxing on that whenever it comes in, just because I enjoy unboxing videos, and I'm sure that other people will enjoy it as well. Wow, that is actually really pleasing to the eye to look at. Behold the glory. Very pleasing to the eye to look at. Okay, well, let's wait for sunrise. Is it sunrise yet? No. Damn it. Put my AK-47 bayonet back. Alright, so it is officially daylight. Check that off the list. Kevin is out and about and he is screaming. Check that off the list. We got a slight breeze coming in to, you know, make recording all that much more difficult. Check that off the list. We got some screaming birds in the background that aren't Kevin. Check that off the list. And we got my AR-15. Check that off the list. We're sitting out here about 50 yards or so, approximately, just a rough estimation. I've already zeroed this rifle in before, so I'm assuming that it's going to be pretty damn close. What had happened was I swapped out the front sight on this thing. I already kind of adjusted the front sight to generally where I think it should be, so we ought to be pretty close, but that's what we're going to be running the test here for. After I fire at a 50 yards, just to see how on we are, we'll step back to about 100, and we'll see if I can make some pot shots from there. No guarantees that I'll be able to hit that, though. I spray painted this target green in hopes of seeing it better, but even then, at 100 yards, like, anyone who needs glasses know how it is whenever you can't see something at a distance. It, like, gets blurry. And I try to shoot for center mass, but it doesn't always work out. So with that being the case, let me go ahead, load up some rounds, and we'll fire on this target and see just how on target we are. Now, I'm not going to be the greatest of shots. My grouping's not going to be fantastic, but I should be able to at least hit the target, and I should be able to at least tell how far off I am. Okay, I got me 10 rounds of the ammunition that came in last night. Let's see where we're at. Make sure Kevin's not in the way. Nah, he's over there. All right, good. That was off. Where'd that hit? Not center mass. Okay. I think I got it pretty damn zeroed in. Managed to score a headshot on that last one. I'm gonna do a few more headshots. Pulled to the right, that was my fault. Alright, I think we got the rifle pretty damn zeroed in. Let's go have a look at that. Looking at the target over here, it looks like I am favoring right a little bit. So I'm going to adjust my windage just a little bit, and that should straighten us up nicely. All right, I adjusted my windage just a slight amount. Let's see where we're at. Windage looks all right. Yeah, I'd say windage is good. Okay, I'd say we're pretty damn close. At least definitely close enough for, you know, firing at 50 and 100 yards or so. Alright, I was purposely trying to walk the target. This way I could see my shots as they hit versus just trying to get one group. So it looks like I do have the windage pretty much spot on. So let's go ahead and step back to about 100 yards and we'll see what I can do about that. I doubt I'll be able to see the target shots from there though. Stand this up a bit. Alright, let's see what we can do. Alright, hopefully this camera angle here works out alright. This is the first time that I'm using it. I'll have to actually, you know, watch the footage during editing process to see whether or not I gotta angle this thing up or down or in either direction. But just from my past experience, I'd say that right where you guys are will be alright. So we're out here approximately 100 yards or so. I've got me some 223 ammunition loaded up in a mag. I'm going to go ahead and grab my AR-15. By the way, I'm sure somebody's going to ask me. I'm running the ATI Omni Max polymer receiver AR. A lot of people don't like it because it's got a polymer receiver, but hey, it's not a battle rifle. It's a range toy. And, you know, I've got several thousand rounds through this rifle. It's held up. Definitely worth every penny. Alright, well, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stick on my ears before I go about firing this rifle, and we'll fire it downrange. Okay, bam, just like that, we're loaded up. Wow, I could barely see that thing even with it painted neon green. Am I hitting high? I can't tell if I'm hitting it or not. Alright, I'm fairly certain that I was hitting high, but I'm not positive about it, so I made a few more adjustments. Let's go ahead, try this again. I have no idea where I'm hitting. Alright, well, to appropriately zero this rifle, I'm definitely going to need some sort of spotter with me, somebody who has a little bit better eyesight. At least to zero it at 100 yards. At 50 yards, I was pretty on target. However, I just can't see at this range. My eyesight has been and will always be my greatest downfall as a shooter, just because I simply cannot see, you know, at this range. I just can't. Down there in that direction, I see like this bright green blob. It's a blur. It's like a camera out of focus. As a result, I just cannot tell if I'm hitting the target or not. I'm fairly certain that I am. I hear some pinging every now and then, but I can also, you know, barely hear it with the ear protection that I have. So maybe I'm right on target, maybe I'm hitting it, you know, over and over. I just can't tell. Not from this range. I'll have to check it during the video editing process, see how many shots I actually managed to land. But if I'm going to be firing at this distance, I need a weapon with an optic. It's as simple as that. But hey, zeroing the rifle is not a part of this video. This was just me coming out to the range, doing something with this 223 ammunition that I got my hands on. So, thank you, Kevin. Ah, look at all the Kevins over there. There's like 4 Kevins all screaming at the same time. For anyone who doesn't know who the hell Kevin is my peacock. I have 5 of them. Anyway, perhaps just having it distance out for 50 yards would be best, because that's my normal, range shooting capabilities, about 50 yards. And I'd say we're pretty damn spot on with this thing at that distance. There's bugs everywhere out here. Alright, well, I have other videos that I have to record today, and the day is heating up really, really quickly. It's a beautiful day, though. There's nothing out here but sunshine and blue skies, and we got ourselves a gentle breeze coming in. It feels good, but I'm hoping it doesn't mess up the audio too much. So this was a lot of fun, despite the fact that I'm unable to see at 100 yards. So I can't. I literally am incapable of knowing if I'm making hits or not. I think I made a few hits out there at this distance, but not enough to know where I'm hitting to zero my rifle. I would go out, spray paint that again, and check it out. Unfortunately, my can of spray paint decided it no longer wants to work. And what I mean whenever I say that is, I mean it decided to like detonate while I was using it. So, yep, that's all the spray paint I had. Alright, well, that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I'd like to start growing this channel, so like this video, subscribe if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it. YouTube's progressively getting more and more tyrannical with their anti-gun nonsense, so I went ahead and I made a secondary channel just as kind of a fallback plan, or like a camouflage plan, to where if something happens to this channel, I have, another place to go. So check the description down below if you want to see that. It's just a, it's just a channel where I get drunk and I play video games, but hey, it's a lot of fun. I get to get drunk and play video games, so definitely not my worst idea. Alright, go ahead and check out the Patreon page. I've started doing Q&As on the Patreon page for like repeated questions, or like really interesting questions that I think deserve legitimate answers. You don't have to be a Patreon to check that out, or to ask a question down below. Alright, real quick, since I'm over here anyway, I'm trying to get Kevin off the gun range. Look at the car from this angle. The damn thing looks like it's been barely touched. Well, barely touched compared to the other side anyway. If you're comparing it to a normal car, then holy crap, Bonnie and Clyde ain't got nothing on this thing. I'm sure that somebody somewhere is going to complain about something in terms of me not being able to make shots at it this distance. So I had a spotter help me zero in my Romanian RH-10 here, so I should be able to make shots with this thing if I just kind of aim center mass. I still have no idea if I was hitting it or not. I'll go ahead and throw another 10 rounds downrange, because why not? Is it me, or is that thing getting smaller? What if I'm like breaking it apart? Well, the fact that the target's changing means that I'm probably hitting it. Well, that's all the AK rounds that I brought out with me. Alright, I swear I'm done now. I promise. I'm just having fun. I know I can't see if I'm actually hitting my target or not. I'm fairly certain I made a few shots, because the target did change a bit. So, I had fun. Thanks for watching. Alright, it does look like I hit the ground a few times. A few times over there too, so I will have to raise the elevation just a bit. But look, it looks like I did make quite a few hits out at that distance.